Yes. How are you, Smosh? How are you, Jim? All right, so what are you looking at? What we're looking to do is to run the barrier line up to the top and around, box off the way we normally do. Keep this side open so people can go in and out of the thing. But that's your fault because it's your fault, your steps.
They want to close, the president wants to close and direct the people to public run the back.
That's great. As long as you stay over there. Come over here, different story.
I'm here with my installation piece, Naughty Bankers Need a Spanking and Criminal Prosecution. And you know, the one thing I was really inspired, the whole HSBC thing, how they just paid a fine, a really insignificant fine, even though it's 1.9 billion, it's still really insignificant considering how much they make. And they can embezzle money for like the drug cartel and groups associated with terrorists, but I can't do that because I'll be thrown in jail. So
none of them is behind bars, right?
Yeah, none of them. No high-level financial executive ever went to jail for the financial crisis. There's no sense of ethics. The concept of ethics is not present in our conversation. Like if something's not ethical, well maybe the banks shouldn't do it, or maybe corporate America shouldn't engage in it.
Ted Hall had started an email thread about this a few weeks earlier, and I'm not exactly sure who was on the thread, but I was contributing in terms of the neighborhood. It was like the original plan was to occupy Wall Street.
Right, I knew that.
And I sent them photos saying, here are the Hercules troops on Wall Street. Here are the barricades. You're not going in the red zone, people.
Exactly.
I didn't know they ended up at the American Indian Museum. That's
where it kicked off, right there.
3 years I'm learning this now.
And then, and we ended up here, and it was like amazing. We were hanging out, we went into breakout meetings, the police lined up, and come like 11 o'clock, people are going, holy shit, we're still here. We're going to be here all night. And there was like that kind of realization where it's like, we're really doing this. It's changed everything.
Yeah.
It's changed the entire dialogue that's gone on since then.
I think people who got elected in the last election for the city council would not have been elected if Occupy hadn't happened. What I see, and as I was having, I guess, an argument with somebody at one of the planning meetings for today, because he kept saying Occupy is dead, and it wasn't necessary anyway. And I'm like, well, yeah, because if you're a kid and you've got all these progressive ideas and you're watching TV and everything is right-wing corporate bullshit, you're going to think you're alone, right? And then Occupy happens and you realize you're not alone. In fact, there's thousands of you. There's millions of you.
Today, we celebrate the 3-year anniversary of Occupy Wall Street. My name is Samumba Sabukwe. I've been part of Occupy Wall Street since October 2011. I'm also one of the creators of OccuEvolve, which is one of the last groups that are still doing actions and having open meetings in Occupy Wall Street. That being said, I want to bring up Brother Steve from Stop Mass Incarceration, who's going to talk briefly about the actions happening in October. And we might want to hold that sign up.
All right. Thank you, Zamumba. Gonna get the sign behind me. Okay, my name is Steve Yip. I'm here on behalf of the Stop Mass Incarceration Network. On October 22nd will be our main thing that I'm calling on you to step out for. The 19th annual National Day of Protest to stop police brutality, repression, and criminalization generation. Mass incarceration plus silence equals genocide. See you in October. October 22nd, Union Square, 1 o'clock. No work, no school, walk out. Thank you.
You know, when I said I was going to come down here today, it was interesting. People said to me, "Oh, Caleb, that's so 3 years ago. What is this, Occupy? That's so 3 years ago." You know, well, if you think that people going into the streets and calling out injustice and challenging the police is out of date and so 3 years ago, I guess you've never heard of a place called Ferguson, Missouri.
That's right, yes!
In Ferguson, Missouri, the young people went out and challenged the police in response to an act of police brutality. And that is so connected, that is absolutely connected to the struggle that's going on. You know, we talk about the economic crisis, and what happened here in Zuccotti Park was very much about the economic crisis. But the rising police state, the locking of people up, the putting cops everywhere in schools, 2.5 million people in prison, that is very much connected to the economic crisis. They can't make profits by hiring us and exploiting our labor. So now they're making profits by locking people in prison. And that's something we got to fight against and we got to condemn.
Yes.
And one opportunity we have to fight against that and to condemn it is coming up. There's going to be a gathering of the 1% here in New York City. The World Business Forum, a huge gathering of CEOs, is coming to New York City, to Radio City Music Hall, to plan, to plot their next steps. They're going to have conferences about how to lower the wages and fight against the movement to raise the minimum wage. They're going to talk about union busting. They're going to talk about making more profits and continuing their war against the working people. McDonald's is going to be there. General Electric is going to be there. Bank of America is going to be there. A whole score of the corporations that are destroying the future we all depend on are going to be there. And so I say, and the People's Power Assembly, a broad organization including people from many different sectors of the movement, is saying that if they're going to be there, we're going to challenge them, and we're going to be in the streets out in front of it. On October 8th at 4 o'clock, there's going to be a mass mobilization in front of the World Business Forum, and it's been endorsed by labor unions. It's been endorsed by the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists. It's going to be a huge gathering. It's going to be tremendous, and we want everyone to be there.
Now let me ask you something. What the hell do we need a standing army in our communities? Are we terrorists? I don't think so.
On Sunday, we're having a climate rally march. Indigenous people are leading the delegation, and we're going to be praying and singing and dancing. So we hope to have some of you come and join the Indigenous Peoples delegation, stand up on behalf of Mother Earth. Many of us no longer have homelands, no longer have clean water, no longer have clean air. Trees are dying. The mountains are being dug up. The earth is being ravaged. All these chemicals that were taken out of the land is taken from us, taken off the ancestral homelands of native peoples, stolen, used to control you. Wall Street has done so much damage across this land. Wall Street was created here to deny indigenous peoples land. Wall Street was created to keep Indian people off of Manhattan. Wall Street was created to thieve, to steal from indigenous peoples. So I urge you to continue doing the Occupy work that you do. 2 years ago we held it in Kalamazoo. This past year we held the Occupy Third National Gathering in Sacramento, California. Let's do another one. Like I said, we're still here. Indigenous people rely on some of our voices, some of your strength, some of your power, as we may. People power. Hoka hey!
Hoka hey!
All right. Let's be heard today. Be respectful. Get the message out that the people can no longer be disregarded and dismissed. Justice for all today. Janare! Janare! Thank you.
Okay.
sacrificed in the name of greed at the Bull. Another offender, both in the U.S. and in Europe. Environmental criminals, funding the destruction of our earth, sacrificed in the name of greed at the Bull. Obama! Sacrificing our rights, our freedom, not holding true and standing firm in his word. Sacrifice at the Bull in the name of political greed. It is here today that we pledge to fight for the freedom to take back our rights and our country.
Is a symbol of the colonization of the 99% of the 99% by the 1%. The closing bell is a symbol of the destruction of the wilderness. The closing bell is a symbol of indifference to the suffering of the people. The closing bell is the validation of greed over mutual aid. And fear over trust. The people's gone. Is a call to fight. Against this injustice. The people's gone. Is a show of solidarity. With the people of the world. The people's gone. Is a symbol. Of our oppression. Gather enough to do a circle now. Solidarity circle. Everybody line up in a circle.
Come join us. We don't fight.
Come on, Zay. We need you. Get in this.
Anybody want to join us?
Yeah, this is you. This is your shit.
This is cool and it's safe.
What up, you?
Circle.
Join hands.
Good enough.
Bigger circle. Make a bigger circle.
Bigger
Join hands. Bigger circle. Anybody want to join us?
Our movement was born on this street.
Our movement was born on this street.
Our movement is your movement. We are not the 99%. We are the 100%. For Occupy would have not been possible if the 99% did not work with the 1%. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your friends.